Alright, so this is the problem set for Module 6, Lesson 2. And this says to write a repeated addition equation to show the number of objects in each group, then find the total. So you can see that this is kind of a two-part problem. So you have this part right here, where you write a repeated addition equation, and then right here, where you write the total. Okay, so when I'm writing a repeated addition equation, you can see that we've got three groups. So 1, 2, 3, and then we have three spaces right here, 1, 2, and 3. So there's a space for each group. So for this first one, it looks like we've just got 2 in each group. Okay, so what I would do is I'd come in here and go, okay, so here are 2. So took care of that one. Here are 2 more. Took care of that one. And then 2 more. Took care of that one. Alright. And then I have to think to myself, okay, so 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. Okay? So you can come in here and be like, oh yeah, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, so that's how you can kind of double check this. So we need to, we took care of that, so we need to come down to the bottom and take care of this right here, okay? So 3 groups of blank equals blank. So we have 3 groups, right? Because once again, it's 1, 2, and 3, so there are 3 groups, and each of them has 2 in it, so 3 groups of 2 equals 6. Alright, so moving on to the next problem, we've got a bunch of teddy bears, and we need to write the repeated addition problem as well as fill in this right here. So once again, this is 2 steps. Okay, so you can see that we have 4 groups. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 groups. And then we have 4 spaces. So you would simply count the number of bears in each group and write that number right here. Then you would come down and say 4 groups of blank equal blank. And so in both, actually, this blank right here and this blank right here, you would just write the total number of bears, as in all the bears together. Okay, so very similar to our last problem up here. I counted up all of the pencils and wrote it in these 2 blanks. Alright, so moving on, our first directions are to draw one more group of 4. So you can see that we obviously have lots of groups of 4 already, but then we need to draw one more. So you would draw one more right in there. Okay, and then it says to write a repeated addition equation to match. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Now keep in mind that you are going to have to fill in this one. And remember that it's a group of 4, okay? So we have 5 groups, and then we have 5 blanks down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And then, so it would be blank plus blank plus blank plus blank plus blank equals blank. And once again, this right here, as well as this right here, is everything in here, all added up. So that would go in here, that would go in here. So everything in here is equal to the total number, all right? So this is just repeated addition. All right, so it looks like we need to draw one more group of 3 and then write a repeated addition equation to match again, okay? The only difference here is that we don't have the circles around our groups, okay? So you would draw another group of 3. I would recommend drawing it over here, and that would leave you with, of course, 4 groups. And you've got 4 spots down here, so you simply write down how much is in each of these groups, and then put the total number of presents all together there. And then you have to fill in the number of groups as well as the total, okay? All right, so the problems get a little bit more complex as we go along, not anything too crazy. So instead of drawing one more group, you need to draw 2 more, and it just says equal groups, okay? So if you were drawing an equal group down here, I would recommend drawing one group here and the other group here. And remember that they need to be equal to these groups right here. And then you'll see that you would just take this number, put it right here, then add up everything here, all of the hearts, and put that number in here. And then, of course, don't forget to fill that out. Alright, so for this last one, it says to draw 3 groups of 5 stars, then write a repeated addition equation to match, okay? So you would simply draw 3 groups of 5 stars. So there's 1 star, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you would draw 2 more groups. So I'd recommend drawing 1 group here and 1 group here. And then you would make your repeated addition equation kind of like this. So you need a space for each group. So we have 1, 2, 3 groups, right? So we need 3 spaces equals blank, and then you would put the total number here and the number in each group in these spaces like this. Okay, so the homework is going to be very similar. Write a repeated addition equation to show the number of objects in each group, then find the total. So really, you just come in here and you count how many are in each group. So we've got 3 in that group, 3 in that group, and 3 in that group. So I know that if I come down here, it would just be 3 for the first group, 3 for the second group, 3 for the third group, and 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9, because I see that I have 9 of these total, okay? So I have that right here, then I need to come down and answer this. So I have 3 groups of blank equal blank. So I've got the 3 groups, 1, 2, and 3, and then groups of what? So that is going to be the number of paintbrushes inside each group. So it looks like we've got 3 inside there. So 3 groups of 3 equals 9. Okay? So that's going to be very similar for this part B down here. We need to count how many groups we have, how many paint cans are in each group, fill in our blanks down here, and then fill in this section right here. we have 4 groups of blank equal blank. So once again, you would just take this number right here and put it in here, and then fill out the rest of these, and then put the total right here. So similar to the problem set, the homework is going to get a little bit harder with each problem that you do. So it says draw one more equal group, and then of course we need to fill in this and this. So over here you just draw in another car. So I'm going to pause, draw the cars real quick. Alright, so my cars are not nearly as good looking as the ones that are already drawn for us, but that's okay, I think they'll do. So this is again where I need to do my repeated addition, so fill in all of these blanks with the number of cars that are in each group. Okay? Then that is equal to all of these cars added up. Alright? So that's what you would put in this blank right here. Then of course don't forget to fill in this. Alright, so once again, looks like we need to draw one more group of 4, then write a repeated addition equation to match. So I would draw a group of 4 in this area right here, and then fill in these blanks with the number in each group, and then the total would be all of your triangles together. So you'd go like that and fill that in, and then you would write how many groups there are. So blank groups of 4, so each of these once again has 4 in it. So blank groups of 4 equals blank, and that's just the total number of all the triangles together after you've drawn them in, drawn the one more group in here. Alright, so this one is very similar except to draw 2 more equal groups, then write a repeated addition equation to match. So I would just draw one group right here, and then the second group right there, and then fill in these blanks with how many there are, and then the blank on the end is where you would put how many there are all together, okay? And then come down here and say how many groups there are and how many there are total. So blank groups of 4 equals blank, alright? Then down here on the very last one, on number 5, it says to draw 4 groups of 3 circles. So you want to draw 4 groups, and each group should have 3 circles in it. Okay? Then write a repeated addition equation to match. So what I would do is I'd go 1, 2, 3, and then make sure that I have 4 of these groups, because this is just one group right here. So I go 2, 3, and 4, and make sure that I have a group for each of these, and they should each have 3 circles in it, and then it would be blank plus blank plus blank plus blank equals blank. Alright, so why don't you go ahead and give that a shot.